taking Molière's Misanthrope and setting it in a modern newsroom. Exchange Theatre's production of this classic adds emphasis in new areas. Carly Nichols reviews. Losing his lawsuit and his love, Alceste bemoans that fraud conquers all. With clips of Donald Trump being flashed during another scene, it is hard to miss the modern relevance of the Exchange Theatre's production of Molière's Misanthrope at the Camden People's Theatre. Directed by and starring David Furlong, this flashy production puts a modern spin on the classic 17th-century tale. Performed in both English and French on alternate days, this adaptation places Molière's story in a modern newsroom. Alceste Furlong, the titular misanthrope, detests modern society's tendencies for flattery and falsehoods, and instead lives by the principles of honesty and integrity, no matter the consequences. However, Alceste is in love with his fellow news anchor, the coquette Célimène Anushka Rava. As Alceste's best friend Valente Simeon Oakes warns him, will he learn to show some lenience to human flaws? Designer Anik Bosson has created a sleek set. News screens, microphones and a cityscape background highlight the newsroom atmosphere, with glass windows framing the set. The costumes also fit well with this look. The men wear suits, while Célimène fittingly wears a bright, orange jumpsuit. The comedic Aranti Eliacuto also has been transformed into a 70s rock star, with long locks, flowy scarves and wide-legged jeans. Fanny Dulin and Anushka Rava in the Misanthrope. Photograph, Anne Lepape. As a reviewer and historian, I am often skeptical of productions that place historical pieces in modern settings, since the historical subtleties are often lost or simply glossed over. However, this adaptation was pleasantly surprising. The Misanthrope is a character-driven rather than plot-focused piece, which allows it to work outside of the Ancien regime. The conversion isn't perfect though. For instance, it is questionable why some of the private conversations that take place within the confines of a Parisian salon are now broadcast to the world in this adaptation. Additionally, the modern news clips showing Brexit debates and Donald Trump go on far too long, and are a bit too derivative. Nonetheless, the use of modern technology in this work is smart, and lighting and technical manager David Manson must be commended. There are screens in the newsroom that flash text messages, Facebook news feeds and Instagram stories. Alceste and Valente banter during Aranti's performance works remarkably well in text form. Fanny Dulin plays both Eliante and Arsinoe, and in one scene where both characters are present, the use of FaceTime is ingenious. The acting is generally impressive, especially as the cast has memorized both the English and French scripts. Furlong makes Alceste likable, which is a feat, for in the wrong hands the character could be quite insufferable. When he insults Aranti's sonnet, he says his lines kindly, not pompously. When he pleads with Célimène, he clearly portrays a quiet desperation, torn between his morals and his heart. Simeon Oakes' Valente is a highlight in this production. He brings great warmth and sincerity to his role and is a grounding presence whenever he is on stage. Fanny Dulin plays the dual roles of Eliante and Arsinoe, and you would never know they were the same actor. James Butterling, Samuel Arnold and Eliacuto also round out the cast as the comic relief. Elso's performance of Aranti's sonnet had the audience roaring with laughter. Butterling and Arnold also bring great energy to their roles. However, their segments drag on too long, and often verge on being too shouty. Fanny Dulin in the Misanthrope. Photograph, Anne Lepape. Arguably, Anushka Rava has the most difficult role as the coquette Célimène, and removing her from the historical setting probably does the most disservice to her character. Célimène is a flirt and gossip who does not know her own heart. She is insincere and adores flattery. It could be easy to dislike her, but Rava does indeed make her rather likable, and she brings humor to the role. However, she does not come across as very forgivable. She is not necessarily more likable in her original setting, but her behavior is much more understandable. Célimène is a 20-year-old rich widow. In early modern France, this was the best possible position that a woman could be in. Women were essentially under the control of their fathers or their husbands. Widowhood gave them independence and legal rights that they would never otherwise have. Reading the character within this context, it is understandable why Célimène would want to play the field and not settle down. Taking Célimène out of this context, she just comes across as a cheater, following Alceste's advice to be unfashionably sincere. I must point out that this production isn't perfect. Furlong has focused too much energy on trying to highlight the modern relevancies of Molière's script to varying degrees of success. Nonetheless, this is a polished and fun production, and it is definitely worth seeing. 3.55 Misanthrope will be playing at Camden People's Theatre until July 7, 2018, with performances in both French and English. Feature photograph, Anne Le Pape. Carly Nichols is a PhD candidate in history at McGill University in Montreal, Canada, but is currently based in London. She is a great appreciator of theatre, particularly plays with a historical nature, but enjoys all genres. Her general research interests include politics, religion, and the law in Stuart Britain, with a particular focus on Restoration Scotland.